Before we dive in the last and final makeup we are doing in the 61 days of Halloween this year, I want to say happy Halloween. I know 2020 has been a strange year, but I do hope that you are able to celebrate Halloween in one way or another. For today, my final look, I have chosen to create Captain Hook, of course, from Peter Pan. And if you want to know how I created this one, please keep watching. For the last and final makeup we are doing here in the 61 days of Halloween, I have decided to work with one of the Gucci prosthetics again. So this one is called Hook. It is one of the foam latex prosthetics and it is obviously the perfect prosthetic to create Captain Hook with for today. So I'm going to glue this prosthetic to my skin using Prosthetic. I will start with the nose area. I will just put a bit of Prosthetic on the inside of the prosthetic and on my own nose as well. And once the nose is attached, I will work it outward bit by bit until the entire prosthetic is stuck to my face. So with Prosthetic, you don't need to apply a thick layer of glue to your skin. You just want a nice thin coat of glue. And you know when you're good to go, once all of the glue has become transparent, then you can start applying the prosthetic to the skin. Now the entire prosthetic is on my skin. It is time to blend the edges. So we want to make the transition from the foam to the skin, well, invisible once the entire face is colored. And in the last 61 days I have used a few more of these prosthetics and I've shown you how you can blend that edge with liquid latex. I also did it once, I believe, with Prosthetic, and for today I've chosen Prosthetic paste just to show you that there are a variety of options when you want to blend a foam prosthetic to your skin. So I just put a bit of this Prosthetic paste in a little cup and I will now apply it to the skin using a foam sponge. So what I like to do is just dab thin layers of the Prosthetic paste over the edge of the prosthetic and on my skin, and that helps blending it. So this is a glue that I'm stippling on my skin. That means that once this has dried, it will all become very sticky. Not to worry, there is a lovely thing called setting powder to help us out and get rid of that stickiness. And I might get a bit of it in my hair, especially on the side of my face, but that is quite okay. I have a perfect Prosthetic remover. I always use the Life Wipes and it removes the Prosthetic from your hair as well as it does from your skin. Obviously it's easier to prevent the paste from getting into your hair, but it's not like it is with liquid latex. You can definitely remove this again. Now the Prosthetic paste has almost dried. We want to get rid of that stickiness, so that is where the color set powder by Meron comes in and the large fluffy brush by Titanic Effects. And I will just put powder over the Prosthetic paste and that gets rid of the stickiness. Now that is all done, we can continue to coloring. So I have chosen the Skin Cover Up palette by Encore to get my entire face and the foam prosthetic in a skin tone. And I'm going to put the makeup on the skin using the large splatter brush by Ben Nye and the large stipple brush by Titanic Effects. I will activate the makeup in the palette with alcohol, and with the stipple brush I will get the first layers of makeup on my skin. I'm starting to be happy with my skin tone. I do need to put some shadows in around the mouth, in all those little wrinkles, and that is why I'm switching to some smaller brushes, but I'm still using the Skin Cover Up palette, and I will use the darker tones to get those shadows on the skin. I'm switching to the Cool Glam palette by Ben Nye. This is a powder palette, an eyeshadow palette, and I'm using one of the powder brushes by Titanic Effects. So I'm going to start out with this purplish gray color. I'm going to put it around my eyes to make the Captain Hook eyes. So I'm kind of making a mix between the Captain Hook from the movie Hook with Robin Williams and the cartoon by Disney that we all watched as children. To get the eyebrows and the mustache on this prosthetic, I have some wool crepe. So I have just black wool crepe. Usually I say mix 2 or 3 colors to get a nice and realistic looking mustache or beard or eyebrows. But in this case, his eyebrows and his mustache are really black, so this is the one I chose. To get the hairs this straight, I used a straightening iron, and to get it on my skin, I'm going to use the Prosthetic paste. I put it in a little cup at the start of this video, and it's still right here next to me, so it's easiest to get that glue. But you can also use a spirit gum or just Prosthetic to get those things on your skin. Now the eyebrows are really rounded, so I'll just put a round shape in there for an eyebrow. I have a bit of hairspray. Now I definitely need some contacts. And these are light blue ones by Ericona. But I also need some black around my eyes. So I'm back to that Cool Glam palette. I'm just going to get a bit of black powder, because now that mustache is on there and the eyebrows, I feel my eyes are just not dark enough. Time for the costume. And there is the costume. So for the first time in 2 months, I think I have my natural hair for the final look. And that basically is because Captain Hook has curls, I have curls as well, and I thought that I could pull it off just to keep my own hair for once. But with that, my Captain Hook makeup for today is done, and also very sadly, the 61 days of Halloween are over. Well, if you like this makeup, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel in the link below. Stay tuned on all our videos. I know the 61 days of Halloween are over, but we still have 3 videos every week, so I keep saying stay tuned.